Welcome to Business Foundation Success. I'm Carolanne Caron, CPA, and I have experience in a lot of businesses, from financial to retail, food service, and sports. Some of the businesses that I've been involved with have been very successful over the years, and some have not. I'm here today to give you some insight into what has not worked so that we can turn that around for you. You can learn from me and you can have a successful business. So who am I? Again, I'm Carolanne of Carolanne Caron CPA, and I have 32 years experience in public accounting, from Big Four accounting with KPMG all the way down to local accounting firms. One of the reasons why I think this is important is because I have a vast range of experience working with large companies all the way down to startup companies. And the reason why that's important for you is because I've learned the lessons all the way from the top to the bottom and have started out on my own myself. So I know how to connect both business management to the accounting department and the accounting department to the management. That is important because most business managers and owners don't know what they need from the accounting department, and the accounting department usually doesn't know what the business owner needs either. So if I can get you talking to each other and coming together, then that's a good thing, because the business owner will get what they need, the accounting department will know what they need to provide, and business will flow better because financial information is flowing better. So let's get started with a story. Sometimes being an entrepreneur can feel very dark and lonely. There have been many days when I felt alone and I didn't know where to go. I want to be that resource for you. Over the last 33 years of my experience in the professional world, I've found that you can feel this way whether you're an employee or a boss. So a lot of people think getting into their own business is going to fix that for them, but it probably won't. It'll just be different. So let's talk about a little bit about how that may be different. Today, I'm going to share with you the biggest secret that took me from feeling in the dark to knowing what I'm talking about. And that is knowing where to start with what goal should you aim for as a business owner. Most business owners want to talk about income, but we're going to talk about how do we figure out what that income number means. So we're going to take you from being in the dark to educated, enlightened, with a team around you to reach your goals. Knowing what your numbers are is a big part of reaching that goal. And knowing exactly where your business is going and what it needs to do to reach your goals is the biggest information that your accounting department can provide to you. The one thing that your business needs to do, which a lot of people don't talk about, is your business also needs to provide for your family. So today, I want to take you through that foundation exercise to figure out what your business needs to do. So the key to this calculation is knowing your numbers. I know knowing your numbers doesn't seem exciting or important, but you'll probably agree that being able to pay your personal and business bills, making more profit without sacrificing growth, keeping more money for your business to grow, and having the impact or lifestyle that you want is the exciting, important, and something worthwhile part that knowing your numbers will actually give you. So how are we going to do that? As an entrepreneur, you first need to start with what you need to take home from your business to sustain your needs on your personal side. I like to think of this as your foundation. Without a good foundation, your business will not reach its potential. One thing that I want you to be cautious of when you're doing this calculation is to make sure that you're comparing your apples to apples and not apples to oranges. So when I say that, I want you to make sure that you're comparing your time frames to the correct time frames in your business. If you're talking about weekly income on your household side, let's talk about weekly income and expenses on your business side. And the same thing if you're talking about monthly income on your household side, let's talk about monthly income and expenses on your business side. Myself personally, I like to work with monthly numbers just because they're really easy for the accounting department to get to you. So the first thing that I want you to consider is, do you have any outside or W-4 income coming into the house? This could be from a spouse or partner, or this could be from a side job that you have. So the first thing that I want you to do is figure out how much W-4 income you have. And on our example here, Our outside W-4 income is $3,200. So that's how much the house brings in without the business income. Next, I want you to look at, on your household side still, what are your expenses? And again, we're going to look at monthly expenses. Those expenses could be a rent or mortgage, house insurance or house repairs, water, utilities, phone, anything for your car, your groceries, any needs for your pet, exercise, medical, childcare, donations, etc. So basically anything that goes out of your household income is what we want to include here. So on your expenses to consider, try and pare this down to what is necessary for the beginning. The reason you want to do this is because you want to make sure that your business can sustain what is absolutely necessary for your household. Once your business can do that, then you can add in wants beyond what is absolutely necessary. Now I'm giving you some examples here, and some of these examples could fit in your numbers and they could not. You may have to add or take away depending on your circumstance. So in this example, our client has rent, house insurance, house repairs, water, electric, oil and gas, and also phone, auto needs, groceries, medical, childcare, haircuts, fund money, eating out, gift giving, car payments, and student loan payments. Now, one thing I want to point out in this list is those payments are total. It's both principal and interest, and it's whatever is coming out of your checking account. So for this example, our total expenses going out of the house are $8,948. Now, one thing that I want you to consider when you're thinking about what are your expenses going out, think about your recurring payments that happen every month, but also think about those payments that maybe happen only once a quarter, like possibly a water bill, or every 6 months, like an insurance bill, or once a year, like maybe taxes or tax preparation. So I want you to think about those also. So now we can come up with your minimum income for your household use. To think about this, we go back to our household income, which in our example was $3,200, and we take out our household expenses, which was $8,948, to come up with what our business needs to cover so that our household can run the way that it's been running. So our minimum income in this example from our business is $5,748. That's what we need to take out of our business every month to cover what our household needs. So now let's hop over to the business side of everything. Very similar to our household calculation, but a little bit more involved. So our business is going to have different expenses, but again, it could be similar depending on your business and depending on the expenses or the outgoings of money from your business. It may be the same, it may be different. So some common business expenses are accounting, advertising, bank fees, business licenses, car and truck expenses, contractors, education, gifts, insurance, internet, loan payments, meals, memberships, merchant fees, office expenses, payroll, professional services, software, supplies, taxes, telephone, travel, utilities, and website. Those are the most common business expenses, but again, your business may have more or less than that. The important thing when you're going through this exercise is to really work with your accountant within your business or your bookkeeper, and at home work with your spouse and make sure that you've got everything covered. So again, if we take those categories and put in some number examples, you can see here we have accounting at $450 per month, advertising is $99, business licenses are $16, and the reason why that is low is because where I am in New Hampshire, we pay our business license once a year, so our monthly fee for that license is going to be $16. That's what we need to put into our budget. Car and truck expenses for this client were $12, contractors were $2,000, education is $42, and so on. So you can see the expenses listed here. I want to point out that for this client, they don't have a payroll expense, but they do have a contractor expense. So if your company has payroll, you would want to put that into the example. Now, the other thing that I want to point out is our number in yellow here is our owner's draw. That's the number that we just came up with from our household side that we need to take out of our business in order to support our house. So that number again was $5,748. So our total cash out is going to be just over $13,000. So what's the minimum income that we need coming into our business to cover our household and our business? And that's that number of just over $13,000 at $13,549. So now what do we do with that number? Now we know what we need. So now we can go into what our business needs to cover. So our minimum income, $13,549. For the client that we are talking about, their current average monthly income was $5,000. So that leaves a gap for them of $8,549. So their actual is $5,000 and what they need is $13,000, and that creates the gap of $8,000. So you want to compare your minimum revenue with what your average revenue is and determine the difference. So compare your actual with your needs and make sure that you know what the difference is. So what is this client going to do? Now they get to have fun. Now they get to put on their thinking a cap and think about what they can do in their business to bring in that $8,000. They get to think about, could they take an existing product or service and increase their reach on that product or service? Is there a product or service that they've been really wanting to do that the industry has been asking for that they can implement and get that $8,000 a month? Or is there another way that they can come up with that $8,000? This is the fun part that you get to discuss with your team and really think about, okay, how can we do this? One thing that I want you to think about too is if you're working with a business coach, bring this information to them. Therefore, they're there to help you bring your business to where it needs to be. And once you're at that level of where you need to be, then you can start thinking about where do you want to be. That's why I call it the fun part. So if you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more, or you have any questions, please contact us at the information on your screen. And also please like the video and subscribe. Thank you. Again, I'm Carolanne of Carolanne Caron CPA, and I look forward to helping you in the near future.